And then once you meet your Lama, you should stick to your Lama. You should be loyal in the spiritual sense to your Lama. You don't run to this Lama. A big name Lama comes around, or this Lama comes around, this promising this and promising. All Lamas can promise you the same thing, enlightenment. All Lamas can give you different practices that lead to the same thing, enlightenment. It's up to you to pick and to do. What do you think this is? Go to this Lama, go to this Lama, go to this Lama, go to this Lama, run here, run there, run here, run there, run there? No, that's not good. You know why it's not good? The Lama doesn't know if you've been to 20 other Lamas. You know. It's a spiritual supermarket, but you pick the item you want. You're not going to cook steak, lamb, chicken, and roast for dinner, are you? Of course not. So once you pick your Lama, you make sure of the lineage, you make sure of your Lama, and you commit. Because if you commit to one thing, just like a job, just like a relationship, it will grow. The Lama and you, and the Dharma and you, the relationship with your Lama will create your Dharma to grow. The relationship with your spouse will make your love and loneliness go away, supposedly. The relationship in work, when you spend time to it, one job, not flipping here, there, will make you grow in prestige and earning power. Everybody who goes for a job looks at the portfolio and sees how long you've been at your last job and the one before that. If you've been switching every month, I doubt they'll hire you. Oh, you've been at the last job 5 years, how come? They explain, oh, they're impressed. Same thing. Oh, what Dharma center were you? I was at blah blah center and I was there for 2 months, but I saw something I didn't like, bye bye. And then I was at another center and I saw blah blah, and then I was at another, and then at 4 or 5 centers, you're nowhere. People who run to this center, this center, this center, carry politics, sorry to say, carry negative talk back and forth, and they do comparisons. And they're very damaging for people at the center. People who run to different centers are very damaging for any center they go to. Why? They set a bad example. They're not loyal to any center, and they're not here, they're not there. Very simple. And people who go to 2 or 3 centers, that say they were involved with another center, then they join your center, they're not happy, they go back to their center. Very, very bad example. Why? Because you're not happy at one center, you had a fight with your Lama, you had a fight with someone there, because you can't deal with your anger, you can't deal with your shame, you can't deal with your ego, so you escape to another center where nobody knows what's happened. Very, very bad. Very, very bad. There are special cases where before you met your root teacher or a special teacher or a resident teacher, that you have met other teachers that have traveled in, you receive teachings, and then when they come in town, you quietly go and receive their teaching, come back. That's very good. That's all right. Once you meet your teacher, you're not allowed to meet any other teacher. Where God like that? It's not like marrying a spouse. Once you have one husband, no other husbands. No. If you have 3, 4 other teachers, by all means go. But you don't go to the center and say, oh, guess what? And guess what? My guru that I met the first time is here. And you're at Rajaswari Center, and Rajaswari is the Rinpoche. Right? Rajaswari is the Rinpoche, and you'll be getting Dharma from Rajaswari. Every day you're hanging out at her center, and you're doing things with Rajaswari, and you're all committed, and you're all doing whatever. You travel to Rajaswari, to her temple in India, Rajaswari temple. And you're all with Rajaswari. All of a sudden, 3, 4 years ago, before you met Rajaswari Rinpoche, you were with Justin Rinpoche. And Justin Rinpoche flies in town, you go to the center, guess what? Justin Rinpoche's here, you tell Rajaswari's students, and this Rinpoche's like that, like that, like this, like that, like that, like this, like that. And then you put posters all over. Justin Rinpoche at Rajaswari's Rinpoche Center, and you send out flyers and you send out SMS, come, come, come. You may have a great heart and good motivation doing that. I believe. I really believe. But when Justin Rinpoche leaves, how do the students deal with Rajaswari Rinpoche? You got them confused. Why? It's not saying that Justin is better than Rajaswari or worse. It's not that point. The point is Rajaswari is giving this much love and care and time to the students. So when you hype it all up, when people are new, of course they feel excited. And then when you take them and go there and do another ceremony, another whatever, another initiation, another teaching, whatever, and they get all hyped up, you get them even confused. And when they're new in the Dharma and they run to 2, 3, 4 lamas, they get very confused. Why? Different lamas are all wonderful, but they have different techniques and different ways, which if you are not learned in the Dharma or stable in Dharma practice, it will serve to confuse you, not enhance you. I promise you. When I was very young, my gurus never let me go to other teachings anywhere. Not anymore. Never. They were outright saying, no, you don't need to go. Did you learn everything I taught you? And I was thinking, oh, ego trip. I mean, I actually thought that when I was very young. Not anymore. Not anymore. And then what happens is this, is sometimes when new students, I'm so sorry, and I'm going to talk about this because it's the truth. And I need to make people aware. Sometimes when one student is associated with one center, and they know that, and they're doing good things, and this center is attracting people, attracting students, and attracting things, and things are happening. Another center sometimes, not everybody, and definitely not the Lama, but students of that center feel jealous. They feel threatened. They feel uncomfortable. And they will center bash. They will increase the number of their centers and membership at the cost of another center's membership. And they don't care. So they'll go to places and say, their center is practicing bad things. Their center is evil. Their Lama is evil. Their Lama is unbased. Their Lama has no basis. Their Lama is fake. All kinds of nasty things they say at the expense of one center, and what they don't realize is they are creating extreme disharmony. Is that how Buddhists act? Is that how people who have taken refuge act? To disparage another center? To put down another Lama? To put down another practice and another lineage due to rumors? Due to hearsay? Due to personal like and dislike? No. That's why I am very harsh with criticizing other centers when people say so. I stop them immediately. I'm very harsh when people criticize other Lamas. Very, very harsh. It's very bad. And the phenomenon of centers are doing that. And centers sometimes are economically forced to do that, or they're pressured to do that, or they want to impress their Lamas, or they impress their students, or they're losing students themselves and they want to keep them. They have many, many sociological pressures to make them do that they don't want to do that. They don't want to. But they're forced to because they don't know enough Dharma, or they haven't practiced enough Dharma to control themselves. But for one center to put another center down in order to get membership is heinous crimes. As I said, in such a big city anywhere in the world where we have a Dharma center, we don't need to steal and kidnap Dharma students from another Dharma center. Anybody that opens their mouth and says, your Dharma center is not good, your Dharma center is not valid, your Lama is not good, run away immediately. Don't even talk, don't even try unless you are advanced in Dharma and you can debate. Go away immediately. Why? It will influence your mind. Am I worried you'll run away from me? No. You'll be back. You'll be back. I'm not worried. The second reason I'm not worried is whatever I say, with time, you will see the logic behind it. The third thing is I'm not in the student count competition. Rajaswari has 3,000 students and I have 300. Happy birthday to her. Let her take care of 3,000 screaming samsaric beings. I'm not in any competition. And I want quality. So if I have 30 students that are filthy rich that give me everything I want, you can have your 3,000 beggars. I'm not after anything. I'm not worried. And then we see people. We see people who can do something other people think for the center. And the minute another center sees that, instead of rejoicing, they go and target those people. And they say, hey, come to our center. We have so-and-so. We have this and that. We're doing this and this. And they never encourage you towards your own center. They never encourage you towards your own Lama. They should ask you, oh, you've started Dharma? I rejoice. If there's any books or anything you need, let me know. What Lama are you studying? Oh, you're studying under blah, 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 Rinpoche? Oh, I rejoice. I'm so happy. Please go to your center. Please be loyal. Please follow your Lama and practice Dharma, do retreats. You'll get a lot of benefit. When you say like that, you'll respect their center, you'll respect their students, you'll respect their Lama, you'll respect their lineage. Why? That's what they're supposed to say. Oh, your Lama is so-and-so. Oh, well, I've heard things about your Lama. And then you just took refuge. What? What did you hear? What? You just took refuge with your Lama. You took initiation. You promised your Lama your body, speech, and mind. And then your friend from Boo Boo Center says, I've heard things about your Lama. And then, And then they join your center. And they join your center through fear, through lies, through coercion, through manipulation, and through your negative motivation to defame their practice, their Lama, their lineage, at the cost of their spiritual development. At the cost of their spiritual development. When you make people lose faith in their Lama that they have taken refuge or they believe in, when you make them lose faith, it is equivalent to sending them and yourself to hell. Isn't Guru devotion the top of the list? Isn't Guru devotion the top of the list? There are even gurus out there that I personally would not take teachings from, that I have issues about their practices and what they're doing. But when their students come to me, I will never say one word about their guru to them. Never. Why? The minute you make another person lose faith in their guru, you are not practicing Dharma. In the Kala Chakra short treatise, it says, if we observe with our normal capacities, there are things about our Lama that is very difficult to deal with or difficult to handle. We will not fight or disparage. We will keep a respectful distance, meaning we don't discourage others. We don't put them down. We don't try to say negative things. We don't try to justify. We just stay a respectful, quiet distance without influencing anybody. And even if we have received the highest Kala Chakra, the highest Anuttara Yoga Tantra initiation from them, that is still permissible due to the level of our mind. But we don't stay away and then quietly tell people why and try to influence them and try to justify why we're staying away and try to make reasons why we're staying away so that we don't look bad and we don't look down. That's not what we should do. Everything we do must have valid scriptural basis, not make up from our little ignorant minds. If we're going to make things up, we don't need a Buddha. We put a statue of ourselves and write things up and take refuge in ourselves. So the minute another person tells you, your Lama is bad, your Lama is wrong, your lineage is bad, your practice is wrong, your deities are bad, your particular style is bad, run away. For everybody in this world, run away. There are Lamas that we like what they do. There are Lamas we don't like what they do. Who are we to judge? Someone has made them a Rinpoche. Someone has recognized them. Someone of authority, someone of power, someone of eminence, someone of spiritual background has recognized this person as a Dharma teacher. Someone has. So when you put that Rinpoche down and you say that Rinpoche is doing bad practice, how can that Rinpoche do bad practice and still be a Rinpoche? How can? So if that person's a so-called Rinpoche or so-called teacher, they're doing bad practice, you don't like it, that is your view. You don't jump on the bandwagon. This group says cannot do this group says cannot do this, and then you're stuck. The minute you take sides with one group, no matter how holier than thou you think you are, you have become political. Therefore, it's not Dharma. So what is the method? Tam Yam. Tam Yam in Tibet means not this side and not this side. If your Lama does practices or not do practices, you check and meditate on the good qualities of your Lama to override the bad qualities that you think or perceive. That's the Kadam way of Guru devotion. To look at the good qualities your Lama has. Because objectively, many Dharma teachers are not Buddhas. Many are not, objectively. But for us to run around and nitpick at the bad qualities of our teacher all the time will not encourage our practice, not encourage our faith, and not encourage our spiritual quest. Unless your Lama is running around murdering people. So what happens is, one should never, ever criticize another center, another Lama, another lineage. One should never, ever criticize another tradition. Ever. The minute another so-called, inverted commas, Dharma student tells you that lineage is bad, that Lama is bad, you went to the wrong place. You're doing the wrong practice. They are very dangerous people. Why are they very dangerous? Let's say hypothetically that your Lama is bad. But for a person to tell straight out your Lama is bad, you destroy their spiritual evolution. You should be very, very skillful with them and say, No, don't think like that about your Lama. How has your Lama helped you? What have they done for you? And think about the good things and keep that person in the back burner that they have benefited you somehow, and don't think negative things. Because when you think negative things, the next Lama you go to, you've trained your mind to think negative things. And then the next one. It doesn't end. It does not end. We should never, ever do that. And there are sometimes I've seen in the West, I've seen in the East centers who criticize other centers. Criticize their ceremonies or their rituals or their tradition. And they even dare criticize their Lama. When they criticize their Lama, they're criticizing the people that recognize their Lama. They criticize. Some people were recognized by His Holiness. When you criticize them, you criticize the Dalai Lama. So then you say, well, they're against the Dalai Lama for whatever reasons. How can Dalai Lama recognize someone that would be against him? That means he's stupid. He's not stupid. Illogical. Then can the abbots of the monasteries be wrong? Can the oracles all be wrong? Can those people who have been practicing recognize these people always be wrong? If they're always wrong, then everything is wrong. The Dharma is wrong. Everything is wrong. There's no end to what's wrong. Tsem. Cancer Rinpoche used to say, Tsem. We cannot. If other students from other centers have some problem in their center, we should encourage them back gently to make peace and harmony back to their center. We should advise them and help them. And they can use our center as something like a spiritual hospital to heal. And request them and go back to their center. Not happily say, welcome. You've come to the right place because you've been in the wrong place. Because that's basically what you're telling them when you welcome them. And if they have something going on in their center that's really irreparable, that's not helping their spiritual progress, then you let them rest in your center and observe and see and watch and teach in such a way that never hurts them and their spiritual practice and their background and their Lama and their lineage. Never hurt them. Never bring people to your center by hurting their past. Never. We can't do that. If you make them mistrust their lineage, they will never gain attainments from the new lineage you give them. Never. Never. The karma that comes from disparaging one's Lama and one's teacher cannot be replaced by another. Do not think that just because their Lama is an ordinary monk or ordinary nun, and then later you meet them, you introduce them to a top-notch high incarnation, that this high incarnation can erase their negative thoughts about what happened before. He cannot. If high incarnations and high-ranking Lamas can erase all this, they can erase our negative karma, they can make us a Buddha overnight. Obviously, they cannot. They cannot. Trijana Rinpoche and Saram Rinpoche cannot erase my negative karma. So why would introducing them to a high-ranking Lama or a famous Lama or a popular Lama compared to their unknown Lama be better? How can? So to put their lineage down and to put what they're doing down, it reflects the person speaking, and sometimes, without wanting to, it reflects their Lama. And do we want to reflect our Lama that way? We run around putting other people down, their lineage, their practice, and what they're doing? Do we want to reflect our Lama that way? Definitely not. Fanatical Buddhism is very bad. When you put everybody down, and at the expense of another center, you increase your center. Get your own members. You stand on the street and talk to everybody and pass out, you want to be saved flyers. You get your own members. Why do you not want to put effort into nurturing new students? Why is it another center nurtures them and takes care of them and teaches them this, and you just snatch them away by saying something evil about whatever? And if these people can be snatched away so easy, anyway, happy riding, happy goodbye. Why? Why don't you want to get your own students and nurture them up and take care of them yourself? There's no shortcut, because once you ruin their spiritual practice, that's it. That's happened before. It's happened a few times before. Where I've had students who come and see me, received a lot of Dharma, then another Lama's in town, they go there. The Lama is fabulous. The Lama doesn't say anything. Once the Lama's gone, they hook them in. The center people talk and say negative things and say blah, blah, Rinpoche like that, like this, like that, like that, like that. Scare them, even to the point where they dare not come and see me. If you see him, it's bad karma, And then they stick them there. Even the way I've taught them to do mandala offerings, they will reteach them another way. The way you learn is wrong. I've heard that. They've come back and told me. And I'm like, huh? If I want to be nasty, children, If I want to tell you the real inside story, I can tell you. I'm a Tibetan. I know what's going on. I know about all the controversial issues. I know about all the controversies and what's going on. I can talk to you until the chickens come home. And I can talk to you in such a way you will never fall asleep because you all love politics. You all love scandals. In Italian, scandaloo. You all love it. You want to hear it. Like, let's forget the Dharma. Tell us some Dharma trash. And I purposely don't talk about it. I purposely don't go there. Do you know why? I'm not afraid. And I ain't doing anything wrong. But I don't choose to go that direction because I'm here to give you Dharma. You like my Dharma? Stick around. You want politics? I don't have it here. I don't have it here. I'm not interested. I don't want to put any lamas down because I'm not in that position. If I put this lama down, that lama down, this, I can't. The lamas here, many of the people here, many of the lamas come here, I know where they come from, I know their background. I know who even recognize their incarnation. Some of them you're going to be like, really? I know. Some of the centers in the city, I helped start them. I helped to start them. I donated things and I gave them things. Once they grow big and stuff, they don't know me. Who's Tsem Rinpoche? I don't know. Who? Who Pimp Rinpoche? We never heard of him. One syllable what? Nothing. And they can even say, oh, Tsem Rinpoche's doing bad, evil practices. Well, if I am, I am. Then Sawam Rinpoche's evil. The Dalai Lama's evil. Lati Rinpoche's evil. Tragorn Rinpoche's evil. Khensa Rinpoche's evil. Geshe Tsorim Gyaltsen's evil. Because where did I learn these from? The Akashic records? Mung. Where do you think I learned these things from? So when they put me down, they put my lineage gurus down. And little do they know that their gurus belong to the same lineage as I do. So when they put me down, they put my gurus down. And their gurus and their gurus. It goes all the way back to Buddha. What am I teaching? What am I sharing? What am I giving to people? I told you, I don't have any access to the Akashic records. Gnomes and elves don't teach me anything. I don't see any dakinis. The statues don't open one word to me. They don't even burp. And can I acquire this much knowledge from Dharma books? Well, maybe. But no, it's not from there. What do you think? So when they put Tsem Rinpoche down, just like when they put any other Rinpoche or Lama or Geshe down, when they put them down, they're putting down their gurus and their teachers. That's right. And then you say you're doing spiritual practice. Let's make it simple. Let's not think about all these complicated scenarios. Let's make it simple. The minute you tell someone their guru is bad, their lineage is bad, and you listen to rumors, A, you're a flippant, very light-eared, silly person who is not able to use logic or don't have it. A. B, those people who said that to you are not nice people. They're not spiritual aspirants. Spiritual aspirants don't talk like that. They don't talk like that. Not at all. So, center bashing is a phenomenon that's arising along with centers because centers are in competition to get members. Why do they need members? They need to pay their bills. They need to prove their lineage is good. And some people in the member have a very small identity crisis or they have inferiority complex. And so if less people practice and there's a bigger group, they feel that maybe they're on the wrong path because they don't have this confidence in themselves. So they need to make the group bigger. They need to advertise. They need to talk more to prove that they're on the right path. Because number means authenticity to them, not to me. Not to me. Never. All centers should never criticize another center. Even if the center is, we find totally not good. Never. Societies and organizations and all this should not be set up to judge lamas and centers and students and practices. No one has that authority. No one. Certainly no one in this city has the authority to do that. No one. Even within the tradition of Tibetan Buddhism, one head of a religious school has no authority over another. Ganden Tridimchi has no say over the other 3 schools of Buddhism. The other 3 schools of Buddhism have no say over each other. So how can, in this country, they can have an organization that has say over all the lineages? Even the highest lamas of each lineage do not have that authority to say. How can lay people here have that authority to say? Who've not studied and practiced. How dare they? And to put one center down and put one lineage down, put one lama down, ostracize this person, ostracize that person, very bad. Lay people in any country who have not studied have no authority to say anything over the Sangha or practices or lineages that have been existing for hundreds and thousands of years in some cases. No authority. How dare? How dare? Even in a Tibetan Buddhist society, let me tell you again, in Tibetan schools, the head of one sect, His Holiness Sakya Chinzen, is a very highly realized Lama, has no say over the other schools of Buddhism. No say. His Holiness Karmapa is head of his school, not the Drukpa Jews, not the Shangpa Jews, not the Zurmang Jews. He has only say over his Kama Kachu, not even the Drigung Jews. They all have their leaders. Certainly, Karmapa has no say over the other schools of Buddhism, Sakya, Nyingma, Kagyu, Gelug. None. So if even these great enlightened beings have no say over the other schools, how can anybody anywhere else, anywhere in the world, form any committees that have any say over any lineage or any practice? Illogical. Some more, they're not even learned monks. They're not even learned Sangha. Yet they want to pretend they control and protect. But it's a guise to cover, to be politically correct, to get members. Any Dharma center who stoop to such low ends to criticize another person's Lama and lineage and practice in order to get members, I am so sorry. They will not gain any attainments from their practice. None. Unless there's something contradictory to the Buddha that works. So if we come across people that says things about our Lama, and I'm not just talking about me, I'm talking in general. You cut them off immediately and say very nicely, please don't criticize my Lama. Please don't criticize my lineage. I choose and do what I want, and you choose and do what you want. We all get to enlightenment together. I will pray for you. Very straight and very simple. Yeah, really? Really? Tell me, let's have coffee. Let's have another coffee. Let's have a scone too. What? Really? Oh, really? Then next time we see Tsem Rinpoche, we see Blue Rinpoche, or we see Rajaswara Rinpoche. 1 week ago, we're in tears. Oh, Rinpoche, you're so fabulous. You're Buddha. You're Bodhisattva. And this week. That shows you your mind. That shows you what level you're at. And then some people go to other centers. They go in and mingle. Hi, how are you? Namo Gurube, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya. Come to my center. We have people who do that. They come to centers. We have people who came to our centers trying to hook people to their center. Why? Because their center has 2 members. By coming to our center and hooking them over to their center. Can you believe that? Come to my center, Jalan blah blah blah. Section 20 blah blah blah. Hong Pei. You're like, huh? And they pass out cards, you know. They come to your center to get people for their center. And once they destroy your faith and destroy your confidence and destroy your loyalty, what kind of person do you turn out to be? So these kind of people who are so light-year, do you even want them in your center? That's why I say if they hear things and they have so much doubt and whatever, and I talk to them, they still don't believe, I say go. Why do I say go? If they're like that now, they're going to be like that all the time. They're just a disruption to themselves and people around them. No problem. No problem. So when they start talking like that, bye-bye. I don't care if they're rich. I don't care if they're poor. I don't care if we depend on them, whatever. We have to have some principles. I'm not saying be bitchy and mean. I'm saying be straightforward. We have to have some principles. Some things we have to stand up for, which is our spiritual enlightenment. I've had people come and tell me, Geshe-la is like that, like that, like that. I say, oh, really? I hope he does more. Geshe-la likes women, you know. He likes the nun. Oh, really? Which one? Do you think she's cute? They go, oh, I can care less. I can care less because I know what I got. You see, I'm not a Rinpoche police to record and write down what Rinpoches can and cannot do because I'm not highly attained. So I choose to keep quiet. I choose to keep quiet. I don't care what top ranking or high Rinpoche says this and this and this about this teacher. I can care less. Why? I have eyes, double eyelid, and I have ears, and I have a brain, and it works. And so I look, I listen, and I think, and if I like it, I say thank you. If I don't like it, I say thank you. And if they continue, I tell them, see that place that sells kites? Buy one. Anybody who will resort to that level to go and say negative things to bring you to their center, they destroy you, they make you look stupid, they destroy themselves, and they're a bad representation of the Buddha Dharma and their guru and their lineage. Who runs around? We're supposed to be nice to spirits. We're supposed to generate compassion to hungry ghosts. If we generate compassion to hungry ghosts, but we're mean to people, isn't there some contradiction here? Cannot. Stop criticism. Don't increase it. Don't listen to it. Stop it. If you're in a position where you can convince them and not they convince you, talk. If you know you cannot, don't listen. Why? Are you that learned? And do you want to stoop to their level? Do you want to encourage them? Do you want them to encourage them to do what they're doing? Making membership in your centers at the cost of other centers is the biggest problem that's suffered among centers in the known world now. It is very dangerous and it's very detrimental. It's self-destructive. And let me make one logical point. Whatever city or town that the center is situated in, the more centers the better, because there are plenty of people to go around. Plenty. So what do you want? This week they're Nyingma, next week they're Kachu, next week they're Giluk, next week they're Rimei, and then they go back here, go there, whatever guru show up, they're there, take all kinds of initiatives and empowerments and all kinds of lineage. So this time this guru tells them visualize Tara here, and then they go to that center, visualize Tara here, go center, visualize Tara here, and then by the time you're finished, you're going to be checking into the mental institution. I see Tara. Here, take your injection la. I mean, that's what it is, right? Some traditions say Tara's like that, some traditions like that, some people's like that, some people like that, some people like this. What? Tara's Tara la. Oh, that meditation's wrong. Let me teach you the right way from His Holiness, who's got 55,000 reincarnations. Your guru only has 2. What? What? And then if you're stupid, you go, oh, really? So that one must be very qualified. See you later, 2 Rinpoche guru, 2 incarnation guru. Mwah. And by the way, can I have my own talk back? Where? Oh, come on, think. So are you after name or spiritual practice? Are you after rank or spiritual practice? I'm not telling you this because I'm a low class, nobody, gutter Rinpoche that no one respects. I'm not trying to win this over because I have no rank. I'm not interested in that. What is all that? Big Lama rank, big Rinpoche rank, then there's somebody, then no, that doesn't bother me. Does the person's teaching touch me? Does it affect me? Does it help me? Encourage people toward their lamas. Even if their lamas are far away, they don't get to see them often, and they come to your center because they have nowhere else to go. Always respect their lineage, their practice, their lamas. Always make sure their faith in lamas is firm, and then when you teach in the Dharma, it will add to what they already have. It will add. It will add to them. Then you truly want them to become enlightened. For them to become enlightened, they must have clean, pure samaya with their lama. They must. So if you help them towards their lama, if you want respect, they'll respect you. But if you want their spiritual attainments, they will get spiritual attainments because you helped them toward that. Isn't that your job as a spiritual teacher? To encourage them toward guru devotion toward their lama? For any reason, if they can't be with their lama or study or learn from their lama or something like that, they have their reasons. You don't need to dig and ask and say, aren't you glad you're with us now? Oh. No. Because that is damaging their faith. And we can't do that. We cannot do that. Never. That is not spiritual practice. Encourage people to whatever they have done. Encourage their practice and don't take their practice away. Whatever practice they have received, encourage them and help them and teach them if you know. Help them. Why? Our purpose is to bring people to enlightenment. Once they're enlightened, doesn't matter what color hat they wear. Yellow hat, black hat, red hat. Once they're enlightened, the Shakyamuni doesn't even wear a hat. You think Tsongkhapa goes to sleep with his yellow hat. He takes it off, man. That's right. We have to think about that. Do not center bash at the sake of other centers. Do not encourage other people to leave or come to your center. Never. That is totally contradictory to Dharma. And I have many bases to explain that. Many bases. And if you do that, if you encourage people to your center full of people with broken samayas from their center, from their lama, do you think your center will grow? Do you think your center will be without controversy? Do you think your center, who is filled with broken samaya people, will be able to advance? Do you think so? If you think advancing is getting a bigger building and a lot of money, businessmen can do that. Swindlers can do that. Liars can do that. Why do we need Dharma to do that? Just because the center is growing and has a lot of money doesn't validate their practice either. That's why I don't put my full energy into just that. No. Swindlers and liars and cheaters can make their empire grow. There's nothing impressive. Nothing. So maybe materially their center is growing because they're good at lying to people or they're good at talking or whatever. They have good schemes, they have a good publicist, they're a good promoter. But it doesn't mean their practice is valid. If you break other people's samaya and you fill your center up with broken samaya people, your center cannot grow. How can broken samaya grow? How can? Cannot. I'm telling you straight. I'm a spiritual advisor of a teacher, and I'm telling you that straight word. I'm telling everybody that who's here and who will be listening to this in the future. Never increase the members of your center at the cost of another center. Ever. It is bad karma, it's unethical, it's un-Buddhist, and you represent your Lama badly, and there are karmic repercussions. And you fill your center with broken samaya people. They will never advance. They will never advance. They will be filled with confusion again and again and again. No matter how much they fake, they're not confused. Cannot. And if another Dharma center is starting out, if it's not offensive, whatever, you should rejoice. In order to get over one's bias, in order to get over one's prejudice and one's wrong views, one should give donations to other centers. Small or big, one should. One center should give donation to another center. If you give donation to another center, you should give it via your own center. Why? Unity. Unity. I do that when other centers are doing things, when other centers have events. I always send quietly support to them. Always. I've done that many times. Let other Dharma centers grow. Whether they remember you, whether they care about you, whether they think you've helped them or not, it doesn't matter. What's your purpose? Recognition or Dharma to grow? Doesn't matter. Help them. We want peace in a center. We come for peace in a center. So why would we create disharmony in people's minds who come to the center to look for peace by bashing other lineages and practices? Cannot. Cannot. And when other people come from other centers to look and explore, again, let me repeat, encourage them toward their center. Share what you do. Share what you do, but encourage them toward their center. Don't chase them away. Be very honest and direct. And don't repeat yourself to look so holier than thou. No.